flower, start with a slip knot and we make 5 chain stitches. Don't make it too tight, so you don't have to pull it too tight, so make sure that at least in the first chain you can stitch into 3, 4, 5, and now we stitch back to the first stitch with a slip knot, and this way we close the circle. Now let's go to the next round. Make 1 chain stitch, and now we do 10 double crochets. I'm stitching into the middle of the foundation circle, and while I'm doing the 10 double crochets, I'm holding the loose end within. So I'm working this into the stitches, and this way I'm preventing it from damage, later damage. We started with 5 chain stitch for the foundation circle, so that's a general rule of thumb that now 10 crochet will fit on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, another 5, 1, 2, 3, you have to move it a little bit maybe, just to make sure that this works fine. 4, 5, and when you got to the end, stitch the first and the last stitch together nicely. Now we have the middle of the puff flower. Now let's go on. For the first petal, you have to make 4 chain stitches. This is going to set the height of this petal. And now fold the yarn once on your hook and then stitch back into the foundation circle. Grab the yarn, pull through and pull it up. So when we made the 4 chain stitches to set the height, this is determining how much you can pull it up. And make sure you pull this up this much as the 4 chain stitches are. So fold the yarn again, stitch into the foundation circle and pull the yarn up until you reach the height of these 4 chain stitches. Now we move to the next chain space, fold the yarn again and get into the next chain space and do the same, pull it up, and one more time. Now all together we do this 4 times, 2 times into this chain space, 2 times into the following chain space. But how much you have to do this can vary a lot, especially depends on the thickness of the yarn. So now I made it 4 times, grab the yarn and pull through the whole thing, nice and easy. When you do this, you have to turn the hook downward so you can pull it through without getting entangled with the others. Now this part is crucial. So you pull the yarn through, grab the yarn again, and when you make this final stitch, make it a little bit in the back, okay? So this is going to sit in the back, like this. Don't worry, we do this again. 1, 2, 3, and now we stitch back into the next chain space. And now you just position it nicely with your fingers. So the first petal of the puff flower is just made. Now next move on and do the next petal. By the end of it, you're going to be a perfect professional puff flower maker. 1, 2, 3, 4, fold the yarn on, stitch into this chain space and pull it up. Fold it on, stitch in, pull it up. Now we move to the next chain space. Fold the yarn, stitch into the next chain space, pull it up. Fold it on, stitch it in, pull it up. Now grab the yarn, turn the hook downwards, pull through the whole thing completely, and now you have to push this petal a little bit towards yourself, and this is how you make this final stitch. 3 chain stitches and stitch down into the next chain space, and you have to position it with your fingers to be right. Now let's do it now a bit more faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. We made the 5th petal as well. Now you see we started with 5 chain stitch and we ended up with 5 petals. The same way, if you start with 6 chain stitches, then 12 double crochet will go on the first round, and then you will end up with 6 petals. And this is how it goes. So you can also make 4 petals, then you start with 4 chain stitches and you put on 8 double crochets. So this is the mathematics behind. Now I cut the yarn, pull the loose end through, okay, and if you like you can just stitch them together. We want to make sure that they don't get damaged on the way, and you can pull under these yarns through both of the loose ends. Maybe here too. And here you go, we have the first puff flower. If you made my crochet basics course as well, this flower is there also. So you probably knew this already.